Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Oh, baby, I tell you what. David Difference, look at you.
Yes, sir. I'm looking stunning.
Stunning?
Yeah, immaculate.
Yeah, everybody's stunned that you have a look.
I don't know why we're going to start today, because you don't want to get roasted today, Mark.
I do.
Man. We got a lot
I always get roasted.
Well, so you do want to get roasted. That's your goal.
You've been on the YouTube channel?
I have.
You see all the pieces of wreckage from this show?
Yeah, roast galore.
Oh, my God. It's brutal.
It is, man. I'd like to apologize, man. I'll take you out to breakfast.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
All right. We can do that. I'm down. Well, of course, David Difference.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, what a difference a Dave makes. Don't cut off my... Come on.
We got to work on this timing thing, Dave. I'll tell you what. And I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us on the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. It is the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, streaming on the Odyssey app and live streaming YouTube, Facebook. Do we call it X? Do we have to call it X now? I guess we do.
I think we do. A lot of people still talking Twitter. I mean, it's hard to not say tweet and Twitter, but hello, Twitter.
Is it
Twitter
Exeter?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, we'll leave that to somebody else to decide.
But either way, we're on there too. So thank you for being with us today. Jam-packed show. I mean, my God. I don't even know where to start, where to begin. I mean, it's just too many things going on. And we got two amazing guests that are going to be on the show today, David.
Do we?
We do.
Man, I'm excited. Who is it?
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Talk to me.
You were supposed to say who. You didn't who me, David.
Yeah, I'm not an owl.
Come on. But we're very excited. Come on, it's a new day thing.
Yeah, I got you.
But we have Jenni Santana here, of course. She is the backstage host for Future Stars of Wrestling and also runs Infinite Wellness LV here in Las Vegas. So Jenni is on the show. We're going to get to talk to her about what she's got going on. And, of course, the biz and, what's happening in wrestling with her and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Lovely lady there.
Yes, absolutely. And then we also have on the show today, he is the radio voice of UCLA basketball.
Okay.
He is a NBA champion, UCLA Hall of Famer and former All-American at UCLA, and kind of an honorary member of the Bone Street Krew.
Oh, yeah? You don't say.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty high status. Tracy Murray's going to be joining us here, too.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Legend in the building.
Yeah. So terrific show on the way from us here on the Mark Hoke Show. We do appreciate you joining us here on KDAWN. And David, I'll tell you, it has been such a busy week. With WWE, AEW are just trying to steal headlines from each other all over the place. It is crazy out there. Crazy. As we get ready for AEW All In 2 weeks. We have, of course, this Bloodline storyline. We got crazy injuries. We got attacks and all sorts of stuff happening. And we will get into all of it.
All of it?
As much as we can, anyway, in 2 hours, because it is loaded. But, I think we should get our first guest on.
Let's do that. Hang on. I got to do something technical. I messed up, man.
You messed up?
Keep talking.
Okay. Well, I'll keep talking. So as we get ready, we are going to bring in here Jenni Santana. Of course, she is the backstage host for Future Stars of Wrestling. And she's kind of all over the place, too. Has been doing a ton of things with FSW. And
yellow.
And there we go. There we got it. And we got Jenni now. Are we all good? There we go. Jenni Santana, everybody.
She's in the building.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
We're all set, David. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm doing what I do.
Well, Jenni.
That made a difference.
There we go.
Well, Jenni, thanks for coming on the show. We do appreciate it. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. bright and early on a Sunday.
And looking fantastic, by the way.
Fabulous,
Or half
fabulous.
asleep. Thank God it's radio.
Right.
Well, we're live streaming.
Just catch it on the radio.
Come on, stop it. Well, Jenni, you have so much going on, and it's been an interesting ride for you in your life and everything you've been doing. For people that don't know, of course, you trained as a wrestler here with FSW. You've been a world judo champion.
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh, jiu-jitsu, excuse me.
Almost.
Come on.
Sorry. I was just reading what I had on my notes here.
Someone will listen and be like, that, but doesn't even do judo.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Mark. Get it together.
I'm sorry. I was just reading what I had. Somebody else had it wrong. I apologize.
You wrote it. It's your note.
I didn't write that.
All right, whatever.
But anyway, and of course, you've also a businesswoman, been all over the place. Well, tell everybody first a little bit about what got you involved in pro wrestling.
What got me involved in pro wrestling, I've always been heavy into like athletics, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, like we were talking about, almost 10 years of doing jiu-jitsu. And then a few years ago, I found out Jenni Santana was my biological father. Someone asked if I had ever thought about wrestling, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try it. Like, it sounds interesting. Went to FSW, started training, realized, oh my God, it's so painful. Like, jiu-jitsu, you can have a match and come out unscathed, and pro wrestling, like, you're getting slammed. Even if you're winning, your body is taking tons of damage. So, yeah, it's great. I mean, the wrestlers are so athletic, and it's just amazing the things that they can do with their body. So I definitely, I don't know if, I don't see myself as a pro wrestler in the future. Maybe, who knows? But it's definitely been great how I've incorporated that into FSW doing the interviews. I think it gives me a little bit more credibility since I have been in the ring, so I can appreciate more what they're doing and putting their body through. So,
well, with the jiu-jitsu, of course, you won a world championship. What is that like to train so hard? And obviously you have been doing that for a very long time, but to be a world champion in a sport like that, take us through that journey too, because that's absolutely amazing to reach the pinnacle of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm always a person who will put myself down, but it's always like the next thing that you're looking for then. And so, yes, won Nogi Worlds at brown belt, won nationals at brown belt. But then I'm like, well, I haven't been a black belt in competition yet. So do those count? Maybe, it's been great. I've trained for almost 10 years in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There were some summers when I wasn't working that I was training twice a day. Like, it was a huge commitment. It was an everyday thing. It was part of my life. Jiu-jitsu was one of the things, and I think everyone who trains can attest to this. It's one of the only sports that you will get injured, and keep doing. And most everyone on the mat is like, yeah, this is broken, or this is torn, or my ACL popped, and they're back the next day. Like, normal people look at us like, what are you doing? And they can't understand it. But once you start training jiu-jitsu, it literally becomes a lifestyle. It becomes part of you. And you train injured, you train healthy, you compete healthy, you compete injured, and it's just part of your life, and that's what you do. So, but, going in competition, I remember starting as a white belt in competition, and I think competition is great because not only, yes, you get the accolades of winning, but when you lose, the cliche, like, you don't lose, you learn. But that's totally true, because I remember this one match at blue belt, I was like, yeah, I'm going to totally win this. I ended up losing by like an advantage or something. And it totally changed my mindset. Like, I need to train harder, things in my game I need to improve. And it wasn't like I got discouraged. It was just like I saw things differently, and it made me want to compete even more and do better. So it's a great sport.
So when you take that background into doing the professional wrestling training, because we have seen so many people come from MMA and judo and jiu-jitsu and martial arts to get into professional wrestling. What are the similarities between what you did there and doing professional wrestling?
The similarities, let's see. The athleticism, of course, you need the athleticism. Some of the holds are the same, and so probably just instead of twerking something where you're going to break a bone. You don't do that, but this holds are very similar. Other than that, a lot of people transition from MMA to pro wrestling and do it really well. I don't know if mine was as smooth as it been. I think maybe if I would have started a little bit earlier, it may have been better. But sometimes I'm in my mindset where I was just trying to get up so quickly. And the difference is probably more than the similarities is in pro wrestling, you want to show like what happened to you and the expression, like when someone punches you, you want to show them that you're hurt. This is hurting you. They're doing a move that getting cranked. There's pain on your face. There's emotion on your face. In jiu-jitsu, they're barely breaking your bones, or they're nearly breaking your bones, and you don't want to change your face because you don't want anyone to see that there's a hole in your game or there's a weakness or, you're vulnerable to anything. And so I had been trained so long in that was really hard for me to transition. So.
Interesting. So you've had a match, yeah? A couple matches, or?
Yeah, I've had a few matches. I had like a cat fight match in Texas, which was easier for me because it was more like a shoot style match.
Like brawl.
Yeah, and then I had a match at FSW that was not the best, but it's a learning experience.
Who at FSW? I missed that one.
She was like I don't know her name. She was like a Sunshine Girl, maybe, or you know what I'm talking about?
Nah, Sunshine Girl. Wait, Future Shock or?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was at Future Shock. She was. I don't know.
Okay. But I'll go look through the archives.
Her thing was like smiley faces. I forget her name. You don't want to look through the archives.
Yeah. Danilin.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, don't look through those archives. It was
good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, of course, you're doing backstage interviews, and I've seen you've been getting all over the place doing that as well. But primarily here with FSW. What's that been like for you? What the experience of now from competing to interviewing everybody and trying to help carry on the show?
Yeah, I actually love it. When I first moved out here to Vegas, before I actually started training in jiu-jitsu, I had got a gig with someone and done interviews with MMA people. So that was right around the time that it was the big UFC 100 with Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar. And so I was able to interview Frank Mir a few times, his jiu-jitsu coach, Robert Drysdale. I had interviews with Wanderlei Silva, Shogun, and so I loved doing those interviews. And then a few years later, I started to train myself. And so with wrestling, it was kind of backwards. I started training, and then I transitioned into the interviews. And I love it because, sometimes you need that backstory and you need to feel what the wrestlers are feeling, whether it's frustration that they didn't win or what they see in their future. Sometimes someone will come in, especially FSW, because it's Future Stars of Wrestling. So there'll be a wrestler coming in. We've never seen him before. And you get a 5-6 minute match. And unless you get feedback from that person and get to know them, you may never see them again, And so you want the crowd and the audience to connect with that person. And I think sometimes it's great to connect in the ring, but you also need that after to see their personality and connect with them. So I think it gives them an opportunity to kind of show who they are and get their name out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you were there last night doing an amazing job. We had High Octane last night at FSW Arena, great show, but you were back there doing those interviews. And I think it's good because, obviously the training, we're trying to get a lot of the younger cats in here, too, for media training. A lot of people are nervous to talk or, don't know how to come across, so you're definitely helping out a lot with that situation.
Yeah, because, especially with pro wrestling, that's one of the things you need to be a complete package, You can be great in the ring, but if you don't have the charisma outside of the ring, it's going to be hard for you to take off and become as successful as you want to be. So I think anything where you can speak in front of people is going to help their cause. So getting comfortable with that, getting comfortable being uncomfortable is like life's journey.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
That is for sure. Well, let's get a break. And when we come back, we're going to have more with Jenni Santana, talk about what she's doing now with Infinite Wellness. She's had some pretty big names that everybody knows rolling in and out of there, too.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that. And, of course, we've got Tracy Murray coming up as well. What a great show today, guys. I'm Mark Hoke with David Difference here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Stick around for more. We'll be right back. The Mark Hoke Show is proud to announce our partnership with pro wrestling's premier charity, the Cauliflower Alley Club. For nearly 60 years, the CAC has stood strong, assisting members of the wrestling industry in their times of need. Please join us in supporting the Cauliflower Alley Club by becoming a member for just $25 a year or make an individual donation today. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org and give back to the people that have brought us so much entertainment and joy in pro wrestling. Once again, that's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
101.5 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke.
The David Difference. Hey, what is with the hand signals? What did that mean?
I was just trying to tell you we were coming back.
Well,
because you guys were all gabbing away in there.
I was listening. I know what's happening over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me control in here. You control in there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. All
We're
right.
going to put the curtain down.
Yeah, settle down, man. We got this. We got this.
Unbelievable.
Jesus. Well, all your hand signals are the same. They're just this, and I don't know what that means. Every time it's something different.
if you'd like me to make more distinctive hand signals,
please do.
I can do that.
Make it clear.
David.
You got to make a sign.
Yeah. Just hold it up, man.
Now Jenny's in on it, too. My God.
I did see the same hand signal. For
nobody knows what's happening.
I was just trying to get your attention. It's all good.
You got it.
Yeah, obviously, I did.
Jeez, settle down.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what happens to me every week.
Well,
there's always something.
Yeah, that you do.
That
causes a riff.
Oh. All right. Let's get back to Jenni Santana, shall we? Oh, my God. Well, one thing that we've been seeing recently in professional wrestling is so many athletes have been coming back from some incredible, what should have been career-ending injuries, knees, necks. I mean, just unbelievable things that people have been recovering from. And, Jenny, what you're doing at Infinite Wellness, is part of helping these guys out. I mean, I know you've had Braun Strowman and some others come into the clinic to get some treatments and take care of them. Tell everybody a little bit about what you're doing at Infinite Wellness, because it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Infinite Wellness is a great clinic. I mean, it's really a one-stop shop. There are so many things that we offer there. We have a comprehensive weight loss program. We have hormone replacement. We have an aesthetics menu. So if you need Botox or hair restoration, a lot of people have lost their hair because of COVID or thinned. There's strength facelift, so you could get facelift without really surgery. They put these strings in and then pull your face up, and they can also do them. Get this, for your butts, your boobs, and your stomach.
Whoa.
Yeah. But other than that, one of the main things we do is regenerative medicine. So there's stem cells and exomes. We get them from the umbilical cord of C-section births. And so you take that cell that's kind of a blank cell, and it can go anywhere and become anything. So a lot of people have avoided surgeries because you inject that, it can regrow your tissue. The exome part of it, the exome is the derivative of the stem cell that attacks inflammation. So we've had IVs that we give that kind of go all over your body for inflammation. So that's a good way to start if you have a lot of injuries. And then site injections, either the exome or the stem cell, kind of depending what your injury is. But me personally, I've had it. My knee had zero cartilage in it, and it was ready for a full knee replacement. We injected the stem cells and exomes. It regrew the cartilage. You can actually see it on the scan. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Amazing.
So I'm able to still do jiu-jitsu. I was at the point where I couldn't walk at one point. Like, I literally remember my son having to nearly carry me up the stairs because I could not get up. I was in so much pain. And, you know, it took away the inflammation. I've got the cartilage back. I have pretty much 100% range of motion. I have to, like, warm it up a little sometimes. But other than that, I'm squatting more than I ever have. And that was, you know, you get this injection and you have 2 weeks downtime as opposed to, and it's 2 weeks not because you're down, just because you want the stem cells to kind of set and do their thing. So you don't want to lift heavy on it. But I've had people I've known who did full knee replacements and they've been out for like a year. They're still in pain. They still don't have the flexibility. And so it's a great alternative to surgery, or if you're in pain. Our doctor in New Jersey actually had a hangman's fracture in his neck and cured it with the exome IVs. They pumped all these exomes into him via the IV, and it actually healed it in a few weeks. So
that is amazing.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on down there. And last week we talked, Mark talked in depth about his ED, how you helped.
Oh
with
my
it.
God!
We also do that.
You're unreal. See what I mean?
They work miracles over there, man. You said you're back in business.
They work miracles?
Yeah, you said you're back in business now.
I am getting treatments at Infinite Wellness LV,
Okay,
but it is not for ED.
Oh.
I can neither confirm or deny. So.
right.
Well, wait a minute, Jenny, you're supposed to be helping me out here.
Hey,
Oh my
It's
God!
like HIPAA law. I can't say anything. I can't help
say
you
a
out
thing,
here.
man. You told your story last
I just
week.
gave you clearance to say it.
Well,
If I say it, the HIPAA law out the door. It's all good. Oh my God!
There could be men struggling who need this help, you know?
right. I hear that's a problem.
We
Man.
got you guys.
Yeah,
A lot of good stuff. And like, obviously, the sports world, you talk about so many people that come through, but even for the wrestlers, like, you know, just getting the word out about it, that there is a place to go, man. There's different alternatives. You know?
Yeah, we had Sabu come in. We had RVD come in. So a lot of great wrestlers. We've had a bunch of UFC fighters come in. Jake Shields came in. Joe Pfeiffer, he's an up-and-coming middleweight. Probably get the belt one day like he's been in. So we're just really happy to serve as many people as we can. And, you know, anyone that gets the word out is great for us. So.
yeah, it's pretty amazing, and you know it is incredible, especially like what stem cells have been doing for athletes. But you know, it's for everybody else too. And you know, there's so many services that you offer. You know, I'm doing helping me out with some weight loss. You know, we got back on, and I'm back down 5 pounds in a couple of weeks already, and you know, it's a start.
Yeah.
And you know,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and you know, there's so many things that Infinite Wellness can do in there, and you know, and I just want everybody to understand that, you know, we're talking about professional athletes and so on, but it's also for the average everyday person, because you know, there's a lot of people out there that are suffering from injuries and things that happen to them. You know, I know I had a shoulder issue in high school that, you know, I finally got taken care of 40 years later, you know, through new technology and new techniques that can help people. And, you know, so I want everybody to understand that, you know, this is something that if you're out there and you're in pain or you just want to look a little better, you know, you can help.
When I got my procedure, there was the lady who did it. She actually went right before me. She was 80 years old and had both of her knees done. And so it runs the gamut. There's high schoolers who come in who are athletes who want to get stuff done. And there's people who are 80 who just want to be able to, you know, walk pain-free. So it kind of runs the gamut of things that these procedures can help with. So we've treated CTE symptoms with them. You can actually inject them through the nasal cavity, and then it goes into your brain. It goes through the membrane into your brain, and it's you know, we've seen a lot of good results, a lot of different things that, you know, we're just beginning to see the benefits of these kind of treatments. So
yeah, I think that's beautiful. My mom has so many issues, back, knees, everything. Had, you know, maybe a little bit younger and hip to what's going on out there. Probably could have helped her or can help her now if she, you know, decides.
There's no time like the present.
Yeah. Get to it.
Help your mom make a difference, David. I love this line. I love this line at the beginning. I can't. I got to find a line like that.
Yeah. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'll get her down there. All right. Send me a coupon. Buy one, get one free.
Okay, I got you.
Of course.
But also, if you want to look good, we have this stem cell cream that kind of makes your. My mom tried it, and it took away all of her age spots, and so it like tightens your skin and stuff, and it's just a cream. So definitely, if you're into that stuff, come and try it too.
No, that's amazing.
There you go, David. That'll help your face a little bit.
Settle down. You want to attack me now?
Today.
I thought we squashed the beef.
No, that beef never gets totally squashed.
All right.
No, but it's really exciting what Jenni's doing down there. And for those of you that are in sports, or you want to just get back out there, you want to feel a little better, Jenni, tell them where they can get in touch with you and visit the clinic.
Yeah, so for me, my Instagram is Jenni_Santana_. I'm not sure if you were asking that, but the clinic is, their Instagram is LV Infinite Wellness. It's located, anyone in Vegas knows where IKEA is. And so it's right across from IKEA. Like that's what it's now become like a staple of the city. So it's, the address is 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100 in the 89148 zip code.
Nice.
Awesome. And of course, you have so much going on in professional wrestling as well. Tell everybody, any appearances you have going on or what else you're doing with FSW and where they can find you.
Yeah, for sure. FSW has shows like every other week, which is awesome. They have a big show coming up on September 10th. You said it was at Golden Nugget, I think?
Silver Nugget.
Silver Nugget. Yeah. I've been in Vegas since 2004.
Just a little down the street.
Cut that out. So yeah, definitely come check out that show if you're in town September 10th. We'd love to have you there. They've just been killing the shows lately, though. Like, I mean, and the women's division has gotten so good. Like yesterday, the main event was a 4-way women's match, and it was incredible. So definitely come and check out a show at FSW. Come see the clinic and get to know me and get some stem cell cream. Get rid of your injuries, live pain-free. Start training yourself.
There you go.
That's awesome. Well, Jenni, hey, I want to thank you for coming down to the studio this morning. I know it was a little early for you and you got a lot going on, but we really do appreciate it. And we're going to look forward to seeing you in the future at FSW and, maybe beyond. I think Jenni Santana on, something like AEW or WWE.
Yeah. Maybe I'll even get back in the ring. Who knows?
There we go. I can see it. I can see it.
Big Joe, yeah.
Oh, we need, David, we can make that feud happen somewhere.
What's the feud?
I don't know. We'll find somebody.
I got to pick a chick there.
Yeah, pick a chick.
Feud with them.
There's been a lot of intergender wrestling we've been seeing around here lately, too, so.
That's true. Like, yeah, there's no limit. I could pick anyone.
Mark, don't try to throw yourself in the mix here.
No. I'm going to tell you something.
You're sick.
I'm going to tell you something.
You're sick.
I would never, ever in my life want to fight Jenni Santana.
Right.
She would kill me.
Well, we all know that.
That is accurate, actually.
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about killing me, Jenni?
Yeah.
I mean, not just you.
Okay, a lot of people.
I feel a little better now. All right. Well, Jenni, thank you for coming on the show. We do appreciate it. And I know you're going to be doing some driving, so be safe out there. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, check out my Instagram. We're getting a new puppy today, so I'll have pictures posted.
Oh, so cute.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Jenni Santana, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. All right. So we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to bring in one of UCLA's finest. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tracy Murray is going to be joining us here on the show, so stick around. We got a whole lot more. Of course, Tracy's sporting that BSK shirt.
Okay.
Repping.
I'm excited, man.
Got to do that. So all sorts of fun coming up, and we're going to be getting into all the wrestling news of the week, which David and I were going over it, and it was ridiculous.
So much.
It's crazy. Just pro wrestling has exploded, and we're going to be a part of it here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you on the other side. If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
101.5 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. It is the talk of Las Vegas, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke, along with the David Difference.
Yeah, buddy. Happy Sunday, man. I got a call from somebody in Hawaii was checking it out, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, they said good stuff, man. They don't even like wrestling, but they just like Mark Hoke, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, by the way. You know, you and I were talking about some stats that we were seeing on YouTube, and half of our audience on YouTube is international.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so wherever you're listening to the show or checking out the clips or the live stream or the podcast, man, we really do appreciate that. The podcast has been downloaded in over 160 countries.
Mm.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like a majority. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. We're worldwide, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Good stuff.
So thank you. It's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. And we're not kidding.
No, we ain't joking.
No, we don't play in here.
Did somebody think we were joking?
I guess not.
All right.
No, of course, one guy who we always enjoy having around, got to meet him in here in studio on SportsX Radio. And I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit. We're having a time change on SportsX. We're going to be going 6 to 8 in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, which is going to be great for me. I get to go to bed.
We can go hit the gym. We talked about
too.
that. I like how it goes straight to go to bed. That's gym time, right?
If you knew my schedule right now, well, you kind of do.
I do. Yeah.
It's brutal. So that's going to help out. But, certainly check us out there. But I got to hang out with this guy and found out massive wrestling person. Massive.
Yokozuna?
Not that massive.
Oh.
He's tall.
All right.
He's a very statuesque gentleman, but not Yokozuna-like.
Okay.
Very excited to have Tracy Murray join us here on the show. Tracy, what's going on, my friend?
What's going on? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Finally some talent in here, man.
Wow, you just insulted Jenni Santana.
No, I insulted you. That was for you.
Unreal.
I got you.
Of course, Tracy, an NBA champion, UCLA All-American Hall of Famer down there, and, of course, does the broadcast for UCLA radio for the basketball team at that fine institution, who's, by the way, switching conferences.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to now, don't you?
Yeah. We're going to be – I don't know what advantage we're going to have, but, every road trip is in the Midwest or the East Coast. So I don't know what type of advantages UCLA is going to have. But it's going to be an interesting experience, to say the least.
Yeah, and that was sad. It's sad to see what's happened to the Pac-12 now. I mean,
yes.
That's just got to be tearing you up inside, man.
It is because, when something like that happens, our history is gone. It's like, what happened to our history now? It's like I played in the Pac-12, Pac-10 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great players have come through and played in that conference. No one's going to talk about that conference anymore when it's gone. It's like our history goes with it, and that's to me that's a sad thing.
Yeah. So what was the shakeup for those wrestling fans that have no clue of what's going on? Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac-14.
Right.
What was the shakeup that changed that? What's different?
I think everybody's paper chasing, basically. Everybody's trying to get that money for their school, and USC and UCLA were the first ones to jump ship and went to the Big Ten. And then, everybody else was like, okay, what are we going to do? We're not getting enough money from the Pac-12, so, what's going to happen here? So now you saw Arizona State, and Colorado jump into the Big 12. I heard that Washington and Oregon are jumping to the Big Ten. So there's only like four teams left.
Yeah.
You know, it's like so Cal, Stanford, Washington State, and Oregon State. It's like it's up in the air what's going to happen with them.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of trouble to say the least. But yeah, so sad to see it go. But hey, times change, man. It's unfortunate. But well, you get to see some new, get some new scenery.
Yeah,
have fun at Rutgers.
I got a pack a winter jacket now.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to get some snow boots now.
Oh, crazy stuff. Well, Tracy, of course, we are a pro wrestling show, and the fun part about you is that maybe people don't know this. You are a huge wrestling guy, huge, and have kind of an honorary member of that Bone Street crew with the boys, Undertaker, Yokozuna, Rikishi, and all those guys. How the heck did the basketball player end up hanging out with the wrestlers?
Quick backstory, how I became a wrestling fan. My cousin Gavin, God rest his soul, was born with spina bifida. And on Saturday mornings when we were young, I was about 13 years old. He used to control the TV on Saturday mornings. So that's when wrestling would come on. That's when the wrestling cartoon would come on. So it was like wrestling weekend. He controlled everything, and it started off like, man, turn this off. That's what it started off as, right? And then you sit there and watch, and then it draws you in. You start knowing that there's storylines. There's it's really entertaining. So now, these are his heroes, right? Hulk Hogan was his hero. So the first time I got into the NBA, I was like, okay, we're doing a charity event. Hulk Hogan's there. So I'm like, I got to get my cousin to meet his hero. Nice. And that eventually happened. Nice. So, and then we end up being co-chairmans of a charity golf tournament in Toronto, Hulk Hogan and I. So it goes from there to, then Hulk goes to, he leaves, and the split happens, and the Monday Night Wars start. And the business is kind of, the house shows are not really doing very well. So they were doing baseball diamonds at the time. This is before the big production trucks. This is before all of the security. The WWE was doing the Rancho Cucamonga baseball diamond where the Quakes play, the AAA.
Damn.
So it was 1994, just got done winning the championship with the Houston Rockets. And it was a hot summer. I heard they were going to be there. So I pulled up on them, and I was like, I asked the lady in the ticket counter, I was like, I know some of the guys. Is there any way I can get back there and say, hello, I'm Tracy Murray for the Houston Rockets? And then she goes, no problem. Just go ahead. They're in the dugout.
Wow.
So
that easy. Hang on. Let me adjust this. A little closer on there.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, it was that easy. So I'm like, if it's this easy, then they're going to always be on alert if somebody walks in that locker room. I'm not trying to get beat up. So I knock on the door, not aggressively, not like I'm the police. I just knock on the door quietly. It's like, hey, guys, just wanted to say hello. And I poke my head in there. And the first people to kind of raise up and say, hey, it was Undertaker and Godfather, okay. Former basketball players, so Kevin Nash was the next one. So hey, man, come on in. So that day was the day moving forward that I was kind of in the circle. Because if you guys know this, it's hard to get in that circle, especially during that time, kayfabe and everything else that was going on. There's no way you can get in that circle. But through talking to them and hanging out with them, I mean, they're all athletes. We all follow each other. We all watch each other. And so from that day forward, Yoko and Owen Hart were the champions at the time. I became part of the show. I walked Lex Luger and the British Bulldog out to the ring that day.
Nice.
Because they were feuding at the time.
Yeah.
And that was a time where Godfather was Kama, and he was having matches with Taker all over the place, getting thrown in the caskets and stuff. So that was a storyline at the time. But I mean, we had a great time. I had a great time getting to know everybody, and then from that point forward, I just, kept, seeing them in different places, keeping in contact with them, and here I am today, an honorary member of BSK. That's how I got there.
Yeah, you think you can give me a rub, get me in there in that crew?
How's your domino game?
Pretty I'm from the Bay. I'm from the Bay, man.
I know.
Okay.
I know your domino game is straight. But yeah, I mean, many days of dominoes too. I mean, Godfather lives in Vegas right here, and we've gotten together many a times and played dominoes. I played with, Taker, of course. We tried to get Rikishi to the table when he was living out here. He was always busy.
Yeah.
But Bone Street Crew, man, it's about dominoes, man. We had a good time.
Yeah, I think when a lot of people hear Bone Street Crew, they think, oh, it's a gang.
Right.
It's all these bad dudes hanging out together. No, Bones is another name for dominoes.
Right. Yeah, and we have a good time. You talk a little trash, play a little dominoes, shoot the shit and catch up with each other. It's always cool to get together with everybody.
Right. Good times.
Yeah.
Sounds like good. Are we getting into, I know we got, so you're watching the current products, yeah?
Yes.
So everything, the bloodline, everything. Are we?
We the ones.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Those are Keisha's kids, man. I'm watching.
Yeah, of course. Are we tapping into that, Mark?
Oh, absolutely.
We're,
Yeah, we got a few minutes to go, but yeah.
Okay.
So Tracy, the association that you have with those guys, what makes them so special? Because they really, as a group, have gotten a place in wrestling lore. Mm-hmm. What is different about them as opposed to other groups of guys that have been together?
You mean the bloodline or just the Samoan dynasty in general?
Well, I mean the BSK.
Oh, BSK. Oh, man. You know what? Those guys are extremely close. They've been up and down that road with each other, man, having each other's backs. And, they've been friends for a long time. When you're in that business, you have to have a trust. You have to have a brotherhood. You when you're in that ring, you got another guy's life in your hands. And then when you have similar likes, things you have in common, and the personalities just clicked. Everybody clicked. That's the bottom line. Like if you look at the clique, they're extremely tight. Mm-hmm. They all are similar. Have each other's back. Same way as BSK. All of these guys, man, they're just unbelievable guys. They're similar. They're laid back, but if you turn them up, they'll turn up. It is what it is. You don't want to come at one of them. You're going to see all of them. Mm-hmm. And they're tremendous performers, tremendous athletes. They're literally brothers, man. I mean, know each other's families. Like, it was amazing to go to WrestleMania this year and being, with Taker in his suite and our daughters hanging out, ringside together. And,
wow.
It was cool. And I'm very thankful to have this relationship and friendship and brotherhood with those guys.
That's dope.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we've got a whole lot more with Tracy Murray. We're going to get into the news, and we are going to talk about those kids of Rikishi and a little Rikishi news as well, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Rikishi got somebody got Rikishi in trouble. We're not sure who yet, but we'll talk about that and a whole lot more. So stick around for hour number 2 of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas. It's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke, the David Difference, and of course, Tracy Murray, UCLA and NBA champ. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas. Sorry, we had a little technical issue on the live stream. I do apologize.
What happened?
I think I figured it out, but I'm not sure how it happened. So,
all right, okay, cool.
But we should be good now.
Thanks.
So, but we're still going on the radio, which is the important part.
It's all important, Mark.
Yeah, but I'd get in huge trouble if I was having dead air on the air. So,
right. Well, good stuff. Well, it wasn't dead air. You still have my voice.
but anyway, thanks for joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN. We are headed for hour number 2 of the Mark Hoke Show. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke, yon humble host. David Difference.
Esteemed colleague, the David Difference over the difference that Dave makes. Here to Dave the world, one day at a time.
You're daving the world.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. And we are also joined in studio by Tracy Murray, of course, the UCLA superstar.
Yes, sir.
Man, it seems so long ago.
Tell me,
do you know I was actually thinking about that today? Because I watched you play in college when I was in college. We're the same age.
Yeah.
Man, I was just thinking about that. Man, the time has flown, hasn't it?
It has. And, the old saying, time flies when you're having fun, it goes extremely fast. And, that's why I encourage the youngsters just to enjoy the journey.
Yeah. I think that's so, like, even with wrestling, it's like you think this is going to last forever, these moments. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, yeah, I used to be this. I used to play.
Right.
And it's just different. Yeah. And a lot of people don't soak that up, or they do too much. And they don't prepare for the future.
Right.
And, that becomes a problem. But yeah, tell me something, like, to get to that level, like, you got to be on, like my brother was in basketball, he full ride scholarship to Cal. And that next level, when he went for, like, he dominated in high school. Then when he went to college, he was shook because he was no longer the guy.
Right.
He was the guy under the guy. What kind of mental preparation did it have to take to just, like, perform at that level?
Well, in my situation, being the McDonald's All-American and California's all-time leading scorer,
okay,
I had the huge expectations on my shoulders coming in. It's national championship or bust, for UCLA, and I guess it was bust because we never got there. But it was a huge amount of pressure. I wasn't thrusted into the starting lineup. I had to earn it. I had to come off the bench, and I even played my freshman year in a position that I'm 6'7". I'm not a center. So I played center in order to get on the floor and in the starting lineup the second half of the season. So you have to do what you have to do to get in where you fit in, accept many roles that you may not like. And then, there was something that I didn't do in high school that once I started doing it helped me get into that starting lineup. I didn't lift weights in high school. So I wasn't the best athlete. I didn't do any training, like they do nowadays, agility training, weightlifting and stuff like that. They do it in high school. Like, they do it in junior high school now. And I that wasn't me. I just hooped. That's it.
Right.
And so now if you're not doing that, you're falling behind. And once I started doing that, then that helped me, reach my potential.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, of course, guys, a lot of pro wrestling going on.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. And, of course, Tracy's association with the Bone Street Krew, goes in with the guys that are kind of headlining the show right now.
Yes.
In WWE, of course, the Usos and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, 3 of them, the children of Rikishi, a member of that group. And we kind of had double news from this gang, with Jey Uso popping out after Jimmy betrayed him at SummerSlam. And Jimmy's in the ring with the guys, and then Jey comes out and Jimmy explains himself. I did it because I loved you. Yeah. I didn't want you to win that match because I didn't want you to become the tribal chief because it makes you a jerk like Roman Reigns.
He's looking out for you.
Now, guys, I had expressed last week that I was worried that there may be some issues with this. And I got to tell you, I was not big on this explanation.
Right.
I really wasn't. I'm to a point, I'm happy that the Usos aren't busted up, right? But at the same time, they're still broken. And I just wasn't feeling it. I'm like, yeah, a chance to knock Roman off. Why didn't you do it?
Right.
Oh, I loved you. No,
Yeah.
knock him off and then keep your brother in line. Is that what you're supposed to do when you're a brother? I wasn't that big on this whole thing. David, what did you think about that?
So when I was watching it, I mean, last week everybody talking about they jumped the shark, and I was like, we just got to see how it plays out. When I watched it, I was like, ugh, not the best way to explain what he did. So the first person I thought about was you. Was like, yeah, this didn't go over well. I can see what they're saying, but I think that as it advanced, it took our minds off of that reason. Now we're just looking towards the future. But yeah, I didn't think that was the best reason. I mean, it looks like they just came up with something last minute on that.
Tracy, what did you think of that?
I did not want that to happen. Just been so intrigued with this storyline, and it's the best thing going today. And they take that turn, and I didn't particularly like it, but I want to see where they're going to go from here. What other turn they're going to have within this storyline that is going to make you, say woo or scratch your head, one of the two. I mean, where are they going to go with it now? Jay says he's out.
Yep.
So how are they going to pull him back in? What is he going to do to get back in? Will the Usos stay together? Who's going to knock off Roman? Just like you said, they had a chance to knock him off right then. The championship still would stay within the bloodline. It's Solo being groomed to be the tribal chief. I mean, it's a whole bunch of moving parts there that they still have plenty of room to expand on with the storyline. So I'm just looking to see what turn they make next that makes sense.
Well, one thing that happened too, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Jay has been moved to the alumni page.
Oh, did it?
No. Of course, when he was walking out, he said he quit, and they moved him to the alumni page. And there was there was a very interesting thing that happened over the weekend too, involving their father, Rikishi.
Right.
All right. So I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but Rikishi was supposed to be at a card show in California, and he put either the promoter or somebody put this out that said, come see Rikishi before he referees at the next pay-per-view coming up.
Right, for the Usos.
Oh, wow.
It's just dumb.
So I hate to say it, that was a boo-boo. I don't think there's any question about it. Yeah, that's a payback, by the way. And I'm wondering if Dad is going to be stepping into this thing and kind of getting all the boys in line. I'm wondering if that's where they're going to go. Maybe Rowan's going to be taking a little time off here. But, Rikishi came out and said, no, I'm not doing that. And, tried to clear this up. And they didn't really say whether Rikishi told the promoter of this event that, he should put that on there, or if the promoter just jumped the gun. But boy, I'll tell you, there couldn't be too many people happy at WWE that flyer got out for this Ninja Exchange Collectible Expo.
Damn.
What do you?
Yeah, huge ball drop on that. I mean, obviously, I think that when it comes to Rikishi, we're all expecting him to get in the mix at some point. He's got to do something. So I don't know if they push that back, because I would assume that was the planned thing, and that makes sense. It's like he gets in between, y'all fight it out, and then let's get back to family business. But do they push it back to something further? Because I heard people talking about Jimmy and Jay pushing it till WrestleMania. Maybe that's the reason. He's like, I'm out. He'll take some time back, and who knows? Remember when CM Punk left? For a while, we thought it was part of the, we thought it was real deal, but it was just part of the story. But they rushed that. He came back way too soon. So I'm excited. Again, like I said, the reason, like, he turned on him or he kicked him in the mouth at the pay-per-view, not so good. But where it could go from here, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm back, man. They did not jump the shark. They didn't.
Tracy, what do you think of that?
I think that I don't know what to think about with them letting it out. I think that was a ball drop, of course. But at the same time, I knew that at some point they were going to have to pull Rikishi in. He's a Hall of Famer. It's his kids out there with his nephew. Things are people being thrown all over the place. It looked like the family's tearing up. I'm surprised Afa and Sika's not even involved. You might even see them come in at some point to be a part of the storyline. But I think the Samoan dynasty is killing it right now. And I'm interested. I'm really locked into their storyline or the bloodline to see where it goes next. Yes, I didn't particularly like Jimmy turning on Jay, but what's going to happen out of it next? Jay leaves. What's going to happen out of it next? You guys had some interesting opinions about it, and I would like to see what happens.
Yeah, so we're going to see where all this goes in the next couple of weeks, especially is Rikishi going to be involved in this? So, but wow, big whoops.
Will
Boy,
he have more
WWE.
sons coming in?
Oh,
because there's tons of them on the independent circuit.
There are.
Yeah.
So
that's why I say this thing could keep going and
yes,
going and going
absolutely.
and going. I would like to see WrestleMania, all the elders sitting around the ring or some kind of throne atmosphere, just watching and like, let's see who the new head of the table is.
Right.
And it's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
that would not be good. Well, we did have another champion crowned in WWE this week, by the way. And boy, this one kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, man. Santos Escobar was supposed to be wrestling for the U.S. title. Austin Theory attacks him a couple of times. And, of course, Rey Mysterio's hanging around, his LWO teammate. And Rey takes his place and wins the U.S. title from Austin Theory. So Theory's reign at about 285 days ends. And Rey Mysterio, of all people, picks up the U.S. title. David, look, I already saw that, the expression on your face. Rey Mysterio, U.S. champ?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, but I do think from a fan standpoint, it's because you don't expect it, right? So when they throw that unexpected moment at you, it's like, oh, wow. Okay, then you start thinking, what does this mean? Where do we go from here? But nobody expected that to happen.
No, nobody expected it to happen. You're right. The fans loved it. Ray's one of my guys too, man. You know, it's incredible what he's doing at his age out there, that he's still flying around like that.
Right.
So what are they going to do with him? That's the question. What's going to happen from what's the benefit of him having the U.S. title at this point? Because he's been everything in the business. Where are they going to take it and build on it to where it makes sense?
Right. Yeah. How does it move the needle forward?
Right.
And also Theory, like, what does it say about him? Is he done with that push?
Yeah, that's the two questions that coming out of this for me is, one, boy, is Austin Theory just dead in the water right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he has been cast aside because you know that if there's a rematch, Ray's not losing this. And the other thing is, you've got the LWO, the Latin World Order, that a very popular group. They're selling a ton of merch.
Yes.
You know, and people love this. And the obvious retaliation on this at some point is Escobar and Rey hook it up again.
Yep.
And you can have a split up with that. And it's another group that is successful that WWE just decides in creative, nope, done. See ya. And I don't know why they do that. I just don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. You got a great group that's, you know, very popular in the Latino community, and you're going to destroy it. I don't get it. I just don't get it, Dave.
Well, the business is ever evolving, right? You can't hang on to anything that long. And I don't know, like LWO, is that, I guess they're doing well on merch and people are loving them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't bought in. I never bought in when they started in the beginning. I thought they ruined just NWO with doing too much, you know. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we will.
How many factions we need?
I don't know. 70.
But I mean, speaking of that, you've seen the Karrion Kross promo talking about like having family and having people to have your back is a good thing. So it looks like they may be starting a faction for him or something.
Yeah, that's a possibility. We'll see. I mean, after that rough match with
Oof.
AJ Styles this week,
Yeah.
that was a little we had a few bad sequences in that. No offense, guys, but it was a little rough. So hopefully that whole thing's over and we can just move forward. But another feud that's coming up looks like Seth Rollins took it in the face from Shinsuke Nakamura this week.
Easy.
So we had a little fun 6-man match that Shinsuke managed to get himself involved in because Sammy was hurt earlier in the show, and Shinsuke turns on Seth Rollins. Guys, are you excited about Shinsuke Nakamura possibly being the one to take out Seth Rollins? Think that's going to happen, or at least excited about the feud?
I like Shinsuke, and I think he was well underutilized. Like during his whole run NXT, he was amazing, and obviously everything he did before that. But I would love to see him actually do something because he's been there for a minute, right? And you talk about significance. Obviously, we respect him, but put him in something significant, and this could be it. I want to see what they do with it.
I'm interested as well because you saw the way he came in. He came in like a house of fire, and it's like. And then it just kind of just went. And it's like you build him up and where are you going to take him?
Right.
So I've always been interested to see what they're going to do with Shinsuke and if it's going to ever get to that level or not. So I'm looking forward to see what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Shinsuke back in the main event picture because he has just been amazing talent and I think has been very underutilized. He was the Intercontinental Champion a little bit, but just they kind of just let him hang out there,
right?
And I'm excited to see what the King of Strong Style does with Seth Rollins. Those should be some pretty darn good matches. Last thing on WWE, real quick, Lashley and the Street Profits hanging out.
Yeah.
Got a new group forming there, and the boys looking sharp and talking business. You guys excited about Lashley and the Street Profits getting together?
I love it. Are we talking Hurt Business? Is that I heard that mentioned, but they're not saying anything about that?
No, nothing about the Hurt Business, but just I don't know. It's a pretty solid looking faction. They're 3 very talented guys.
Yeah, I like that. And they was talking about Omos, and coming in and whatnot.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, like a whole little crew. When I saw somebody put together like a fan graphic of the squad, it could be. I was like, yeah, this is dope. Let's roll. I like Lashley, man. I used to I couldn't stand Lashley because there's promos, like couldn't talk. He always looked great, but now like this character, he's owning it. Like I love it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm friends with Lashley too, man. So it's good to see him being ahead of a faction, possibly. Also, the Street Profits, man, they're unbelievable athletes, man, and they need something to push them to the next level. Maybe this can be that because I'm sitting here wondering why they haven't been pushed already. I mean, the things that they can do in the ring, they're great on the mic. They have a connection with the fans and the crowd. They can pull Bianca in if there's going to be a faction. I mean, because I'm wondering why every faction, the bloodline doesn't have a woman. Why isn't, why didn't they pull, Trinity back in for that? Or why didn't they use Tamina for that? They're the only faction that don't have a woman in it. So maybe this faction can pull Bianca in and then they can roll and do what they need to do. But I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'd love to see Bianca get in that group. That would be awesome.
Yep.
I've been waiting for that too. I want to see Bianca be bad.
Yep. And as far as the bloodline, they were talking about who coming back in. What's the she quit? Come on, Mark.
What, you talking Sasha Banks or Trinity's tied up?
No. She retired like last year.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
You mean Tamina?
Rocks?
Right?
Yeah, no, not Tamina.
Nia Jax.
Yeah, Nia Jax. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They were talking
can be
about her
another
coming back. Yeah, so maybe that's how she comes back in.
No, that's a thought. And she's trimming down and trying to get in some better shape. So,
and that would be pure dominance bringing her into that faction.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I think that would raise her stock.
No kidding.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so guys, let's take another break, and we come back. We've got Tracy Murray sitting in with us today. David Difference, and I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us on KDAWN. Of course, the Odyssey app streaming out there live worldwide, and of course, we're streaming out there YouTube, Facebook, and X. I guess we have to say X now.
Yes, sir.
It is what it is. Stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. Talking a little All In when we come back. Hold on.
Go with your gut. Go with Dynamite. 70% of your dog's immune system is based in the gut. So for overall health, good nutrition is vital. But how can you be sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need? A diet lacking proper nutrients can present issues like itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite is the delicious nutritional supplement created to boost your dog's overall health. And the reviews are incredible.
Poor Sam. He was a mess, always itching. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started to see improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Right now, try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's DINOVITE.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
There's some families that have not recovered at all.
People told me they did not want to get vaccinated.
People were getting their medical advice from somebody on TikTok. The sense of community is something that the world needs.
COVID taught me that
health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Youth and young adult, education, employment, behavioral and mental health. Find resources for youth in your community. Free and confidential help is here 24/7. Download the Youth app for yourself, a friend, or your family. Text your zip code to 898-211. Call 211, visit nevada211.org, or chat with a specialist on our website. Get connected. Get help.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey Nevadans, prescriptions can be expensive. Let the Array RX discount card be your solution. Now available to all Nevada residents. Simply sign up for free. Show your pharmacist your digital card and save money. Receive discounts of up to 80% on certain medications. There are no age or income restrictions, and it only takes a minute to enroll, so you can get back to doing what makes you happy.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
After serving in the military, life can seem like an endless loop. But the cycle can be broken. You're not alone. Visit maketheconnection.net to learn more.
Get ready for one of the most exciting and interactive events on the pro wrestling calendar. The 57th annual Cauliflower Alley Club reunion at the Plaza in Las Vegas. Meet some of your all-time professional wrestling favorites. Check out the wrestling memorabilia. Participate in terrific seminars and star-studded events, including Tuesday and Wednesday night CAC Awards and dinner nights. Visit caulifloweralleyclub.org and get your tickets and membership today. That's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 1015 FM. It is the talk of Las Vegas. Having a great time in here in studio.
Yes.
Wherever you're watching us, of course, listening to us on KDAWN, the Odyssey app, and of course live streaming out there as well, Facebook, YouTube, and X or Twitter, whatever you feel like. And we certainly do appreciate it. I'm Mark Hoke, David Difference, and one of the greatest college basketball players of all time, and of course NBA champion and UCLA Hall of Famer Tracy Murray sitting with us. Of course, I remember that the Bone Street Krew.
There it is, man.
Sporting the shirt. BSK for life, baby.
BSK for life.
You betcha. So we're going to shift away from WWE and head into AEW. Some interesting stuff going on over there, too, right now as we're getting ready for All In. But I want to start with something that happened last night at Collision first. As we know, our good friend Phil Brooks, CM Punk,
Yep.
got some issues started over there last year. Well, I don't know what he was thinking, and I don't know if this is setting something up for maybe All Out or what's going on. He's already got issues with Ricky Starks.
Right.
He's already got issues with Samoa Joe, who cost he and FTR the trios championship match last night.
Mm-hmm.
But after the match was over and Collision wrapped, he got on the phone or got on the mic and said, "Earlier today, I went to a local supermarket and figured out why they call him Hangman," referring to Hangman Adam Page. "It's because the pegs in the toy aisle are full of Hangman action figures because no one wants to buy them. He's a peg warmer, unlike me, who moves merchandise and pops ratings and sells toys. Everyone in AEW says, I'm the heart, I'm the soul, I'm the spirit. Well, that's the objective."
Amen. Truer words have never been spoken, man.
And maybe they are. But what was the point of saying something like that? Why, if you're not hyping a match, because it's very doubtful that they're going to do Punk and Hangman Adam Page, concerning what they're doing with Samoa Joe right now, and of course Ricky Starks and his little suspension he got, which isn't going to last a month for sure. But why would you do that? I don't get it. David, your thoughts on this shoot, supposedly from CM Punk?
Yeah, so if it's a shoot, that means it's got nothing to do with storyline. He's just popping off, man. CM Punk, that's what he does. He is a pot stirrer. He is a heat seeker. And, like, why not? Now he's got people sharing the clip and the audio, and it's a thing. And what does this mean? If you're not talking about CM Punk, he ain't doing his job, man. We're talking about it.
Yeah. Well, Tracy, the thing is on this, with all the backstage issues that they've had with what happened at All Out, and a lot of it started with him ripping Hangman Adam Page, and then of course it went to the Bucks and everybody else. Man, this just doesn't seem like being a good team player.
In this business, you have to be a team player. I mean, it's no different than being in the NBA. When you're a team, you're trying to push a certain product, to be successful. And, he's had a lot of issues over in the past, with different things, the pipe bomb and everything else. It's like he does tons of shoots, and to me, if it leads to something huge for the organization, okay. But if it's just a shot at somebody because you want to take a shot at somebody, I don't agree with it, because you do have to be a good teammate. And then who's going to want to work with you after that? Even though you're great. Who's going to want to work with you if you're feeling this way about a certain person?
Yeah, because the issues that the AEW locker room has is, the split that CM Punk has caused in there. And to go back after Adam Page, after everything that happened with the, whoever's right and wrong on the promo, and then what happened at All In, it's kind of water under the bridge, I guess. But that should have been dead and buried, and you move on. And
right.
And for Punk to go out and say this, if this is a shoot, boy, that's just going to cause more trouble. It really is.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, of course you would. Of course you would, Dave.
Stir it up.
Yeah, stir it up.
But I mean, the thing is the fans, right? Like, if the fans migrate toward it and like they get some kind of emotion out of it, you're doing a good thing. I understand business. If it was my company, I'd be like, oh boy, this guy, like, that would be somebody that constantly needs to go to HR, and you got to eliminate that, unless he was like top salesperson, which he is. Like, you're the top salesperson in the company. The crowd loves you, hates you. They're passionate about you. Like, I like how he's moving, man.
Yeah, like I said, if it leads to something huge for the organization, that's one thing, and it's another if it's just a shot and it doesn't go anywhere. That's where it stirs the pot the wrong way.
Yeah. So maybe, like I said, maybe a match at All Out, which of course is the week after All In. That would be a possibility, I guess, but we'll find out if that was a shoot or not pretty soon, I would imagine. And speaking of All In, we've got a bunch of matches now getting signed for this thing. and they have surpassed the actual ticket number that was sold for WrestleMania 3 and for the SummerSlam, which of course was headlined by Dave Boy Smith and Bret Hart. So AEW now has the all-time biggest selling event in professional wrestling history. Going to be something over there in Wembley.
What's that number? WrestleMania 3 was 93,000, yeah?
That was the Vince number.
Right,
The actual number was around 78.
Oh, yeah.
So
don't kill my childhood. Man.
Sorry, man.
What the hell?
I'm sorry. It was my childhood, too. We grew up on the 93. We all three of us did. We grew up on the 93.
Now you know Vince is steaming now. You know he's going to do something about that, right?
Yeah, going to have to sell at AT&T, I guess. That would be the only way to do it.
Or a future shot over there, bring something huge over there and wipe that out. One of the two.
Oh, he will.
He could. It'd be some Rio or something like that. They got some big places down there. So here's where we are on All In right now. We've got MJF and Adam Cole, FTR and the Young Bucks. We now have Sting and Darby Allin in a coffin match against AR Fox and Swerve Strickland. And those two guys are doing a great job building that up. Hikaru Shida, Tony Storm, Saraya are 3 out of 4 for the women's championship. Britt Baker is taking on the Bunny in a qualifier, so I would be stunned if the Bunny was the one that moved on in that. So we're going to have a fantastic match there as well. Looks like we're going to get Samoa Joe and CM Punk, even though CM Punk is refusing to respond to Samoa Joe, which was what got him attacked this week. And we also have a very interesting match to kick things off on their 0 hour show, as MJF and Adam Cole will be taking on Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. So that is the pre-show before the actual All In show starts, which means that's going to be actually on during our show, by the way. So David, we'll be keeping an eye on that live in 2 weeks.
Let's just cancel the show that day.
Or let's not. That's a terrible idea.
That's an option.
But guys, what are you thinking about this card? And what are you thinking about MJF and Adam Cole going after the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships to open the show before they wrestle each other for the world title later on in the night?
Well, so I think that it'll lead to whatever's going to happen later on in the night, right? So they got the titles, then there's this riff in the championship match. How are they going to coexist? That's what I foresee coming. That's it. I said my piece.
You know what? That's probably the only way they can really go with it, right? Win the titles, and then all of a sudden, that championship causes a riff, and how are they going to defend moving forward? And that's pretty much the storyline that you can go with.
Yeah. So are you excited about this?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to Adam Cole stabbing MJF in the back in the main event.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Let's get over all the silly stuff, man. Let's get back to backstabbing each other.
Well, that's part of the fun. They're trying to get MJF to, I think this is the final MJF turn to face that a lot of people at AEW have really been looking forward to trying to do with him. And now, if Adam Cole ends up being the one that after all this, and they're the brochachos, and better than you, baby, and they make this turn that Cole ends up stabbing MJF, MJF becomes even more popular than he is right now. I mean, that would be the move that I would make personally, even though, I could see him maybe just getting through it too. That would be, and drag this on, but
this is not no bloodline stuff. This needs to end. Let's move on.
That's because you hate this story.
I don't like it. Yeah, it's too sweet and cute, and I don't like it. Man.
What's wrong with sweet and cute? Why can't guys just be friends?
Not my bag. Man.
What is wrong with that?
Not my bag. Like, have you seen guys be friends like that? Like, I got good people, but I ain't hugging and dancing and going trampolining. Right. That ain't happening, man. I'm a grown man. Listen.
Tracy, you probably had some fun with some of your teammates, right?
Not like that. We haven't been to any trampoline parks. I haven't thrown any balls at any kids.
That looked like the most fun they had, by the way. That was a great vignette.
It was a pretty funny vignette, though.
Absolutely. We also had the return of Rob Van Dam this week, by the way, that he took on. I don't think we call him Jungle Boy anymore. He is Jack Perry for that FTW championship. And Rob looked pretty good. And Rob's 52 years old.
Right.
And, of course, lives here in Las Vegas.
Yes, he does.
And went out, and he had a fantastic match. A lot of people are really raving about it. Now, what I'm curious about is if they plan to do anything more with Rob after this, because, of course, the reaction to a veteran having a great match like that is always, oh, you got to sign him. Oh, you got to push him, and you got to keep it moving. But honestly, I think it may be best. Maybe they do something a little bit more with Rob down the road, but not bring him back full time or anything crazy like that. I think that is a really big step that AEW shouldn't take. But it was good to see him back and wrestle well, David.
No, I agree with that. I think that like you were saying, just a one-off is cool. Good to see him. He's still doing his thing. He's still got it. RVD is just one of those talents that keeps on going and could come in and out. But again, where do you put him in the line? You remember when Sabu came out? We weren't. It's like, yeah, we sign him. Nah, what did he do? He jumped off the rope or something. I don't remember, but. Just keep it limited, but it's good to see him out there doing his thing. Speaking of Jack Perry, remember when they got on JR for calling him Jack Perry?
Yeah.
And he was like, his name's Jungle Boy. And he was like, he's going to grow out of that. Let's start branding it. JR's a legend.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Tracy, what did you think of Rob Van Dam?
I'm always happy to see Rob a part of something, man. He's definitely a great talent. He's a Hall of Famer. As you get older, though, in his style and flying and all that, you got to probably use him less.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to throw him in the main mix. But it's always good to see my brother out there. Rob's a good dude.
Yeah, and of course, they're talking WrestleMania that they're going to be bringing back a bunch of the ECW guys for something at WrestleMania in Philadelphia. So if I were Rob, maybe wouldn't be hanging out at AEW too long, because there could be a pretty good paycheck coming up down the road.
Wouldn't lock myself in, that's for sure.
Yeah,
right.
definitely not. But nice job, Rob Van Dam. Great match.
Yeah, that's my guy, RVD.
RVD.
All right. Hey, let's take a break. And we've got all sorts of other interesting little news that happened along the way, including Triple H getting politicked out again.
Uh-oh.
Not good for our good friend Paul. And we'll talk about that and a whole lot more to wrap up the Mark Hoke Show. We've got Tracy Murray in the house with us, along with, of course, David Difference, and I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN. We'll be right back.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
Join the Vegas Chamber today. Being a member of the Vegas Chamber sends a powerful message of credibility and that your business is connected to a larger community of organizations dedicated to ensuring Nevada is a great place to live, work, and do business. Joining the Vegas Chamber and becoming part of the largest business organization in Nevada has never been easier. Grow your business within your budget. Visit vegaschamber.com and join today. Sponsored by the Vegas Chamber in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
I've never seen it like this.
We've lost a lot of loved ones in our family.
I lost some family members to COVID.
So many of my patients pass away from COVID.
People dying. It didn't matter your color, your race, your sex.
Death has no particular color. It comes after us all.
Every human life has value. Just does.
COVID taught us
health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
There is no known safe amount of marijuana use during pregnancy. Marijuana is not safe for pregnant or breastfeeding women and their babies. Everything a mother eats, drinks, or smokes affects her developing baby or enters her breast milk. Just like alcohol and tobacco, using marijuana can have negative effects for your baby. Any form of marijuana may be harmful during pregnancy and while breastfeeding. Marijuana can affect your ability to care for your baby or someone else's baby. It is best for women to quit using while pregnant and breastfeeding. If you are pregnant or a new mother using marijuana, you are urged to seek help to quit. Pregnant women receive priority admission at state-funded treatment centers. Visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org. That's SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211. This message sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Food, utility assistance, healthcare, housing. Find the resources available in your community. Free and confidential help is here 24/7. Download the app. Text your zip code to 898-211. Call 211. Visit nevada211.org or chat with a specialist on our website. Get connected. Get help.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
My son stopped talking to me. He didn't want to leave his room.
I didn't feel like talking to anyone. I just wanted to be alone.
I was really worried about my daughter. She was angry all the time.
I felt so depressed.
I was really worried about my daughter.
I couldn't do anything right. I was always getting yelled at.
My son told me he wanted to hurt himself. I was so scared.
I was feeling hopeless. It was all too much.
We needed help.
We needed help.
We needed help.
We needed help.
I needed help.
I called the Mobile Crisis Response Team, and we met with them that same day.
A crisis team came to my house and helped me talk to my parents about how I was feeling.
I called the Mobile Crisis Response Team. They met with us that day.
I talked to them about how I was feeling, and it really helped.
Sometimes understanding what children are experiencing can be difficult. The Nevada Children's Mobile Crisis Response Team provides mental health intervention and support. Learn more at nocrisis.com. This message sponsored by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey Nevadans, prescriptions can be expensive. Let the Array RX discount card be your solution. Now available to all Nevada residents. Simply sign up for free. Show your pharmacist your digital card and save money. Receive discounts of up to 80% on certain medications. There are no age or income restrictions, and it only takes a minute to enroll, so you can get back to doing what makes you happy.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we're back for the final segment of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, the best of pro wrestling news and entertainment, the David Difference, and a very, very, very special guest. I'm going to give him another very, very special guest. Tracy Murray in the house with us. Man, he's a baller.
Yeah, man. That's my guy, man. We just met. And that's my guy now.
You know what? I feel like we've been knowing each other forever, right?
Right.
Similar, people that we know back in the day, friends. Lou Ritchie, what's up?
Yeah.
Shout out
to Lou.
Yeah, shout out to Lou. That was my teammate in college, man, and one of my really, really good friends. And so we have a lot of people, that we know that are in common. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a small world, man. I
It
seen him
is.
on your Facebook, but yeah, he was a huge mentor to my brother, and just guiding him through that whole high school, college system, and took him under his wing. Good people. Lou
Real
Ritchie.
good people.
Shout out.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys are friends.
Yeah. Best friends, man.
That's
Just like MJF
definitely.
and Adam Cole, except no trampoline.
No trampoline and no backstabbing.
right. Yeah, keep it friendly.
That's awesome. Glad you guys are bonding in there. Well, if you want some other place you can go bond, by the way, the 57th annual Cauliflower Alley Club reunion is coming up here August 28th through the 30th down at the Plaza. Go get your membership if you don't have one, because if you don't have one, you can't go.
That's what I was about to say. They won't accept me.
Yeah. No?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay. We'll get you in there.
$25. And maybe we can sneak you in, I think. But yeah, get your membership, and then of course the tickets for the banquets. I mean, it's going to be an awesome 3 days over there at Plaza with all sorts of seminars, meet and greets. It is going to be even karaoke.
Yeah, just
on
got
Monday
that
night.
schedule, man. It looks like a great time. There's gonna be so many people down there, man. I was chatting with one of the original Glow girls on Instagram.
Oh,
She's
wow.
gonna be there, and there's just so many people you're gonna run into and stories to be told.
That's crazy. I used to watch that back in the day too. I told you my cousin was a WrestleManiac, man. He
Okay,
he had
everything,
Glow.
yeah.
He had everything, man.
Yeah, that was me, man. Everything with wrestling, it was on. If it was televised, it was on the TV.
I still remember Amy the farmer's daughter. do. So bad that I actually remember that.
I
But
remember that arm break. That was brutal.
Who was that? Amy the farmer's daughter?
I don't remember who it was, but it was some type of flip off the top rope, and they tried to catch himself in the arm, just
on Glow.
Oof. Back in the day, yeah.
I got to go back and watch that.
Oh, that was
yeah. Well,
brutal.
Let me ask you something. You may be getting into something. Did you watch that Marty Jannetty Dark Side?
No. When did that?
That was the finale this week.
I got to see that one.
Yeah.
I got to see that one. I done seen most of the Dark Sides, but
Yeah.
I got to see that one.
Marty is a very divisive personality in pro wrestling, shall we say. So I didn't get to see it either. That's the one I got to get to watch, but obviously you did, David.
Yeah, he's out of control, man. I remember he was supposed to do a seminar FSW, man, and he came in. It was like, this ain't gonna happen, man. Like, he was just in no condition to train anybody.
Wow.
But,
yikes.
Yeah, it's a tragic story. I mean, how things happen and like the injury he's going through and just life, but like that whole where he said he murdered somebody.
Yeah, that was a little slip up, wasn't it?
Well, he just said he had to do what he had to do, and then he backtracked, and now he's like, if it did happen, this is how I would have done it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Lord.
FBI was looking into it. It was like, damn.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it was an interesting story there, man. And all we could ever hope is that just people get right before they go.
Right.
Yeah. So
trying to get locked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, some other WWE news that I thought was pretty interesting this week. I wish I'd have bought some WWE stock about 7 or 8 months ago when it was in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
WWE stock closed at an all-time high this week at 114.72, and that's up about 30%.
Wow.
But what is happening now is the stock is going up. Our good buddy Triple H looks like he's going to be left off the new board between Endeavor with Endeavor and WWE, as the WWE is getting 5 members on the board, Endeavor's getting 6, and Triple H is not one of them. So Triple H getting shut out on this. But here's the really funny part, guys, is WWE has announced 4 of those members, Vince and then Nick Khan and a couple others, but they have not announced the 5th member. Who is the 5th member? Who should be the 5th member of the board from WWE on Endeavor, David Difference?
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman?
Yeah, let's get him in there, man.
That's
yeah, who's the other 2?
I do have those names.
I mean, is there anybody we're going to know?
They're both executives. I think one of them is the owner of the Atlanta Hawks, and another one is she's been on Steve Koonin. He's the CEO of the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena, and Nancy Tellum is the other one. She's the chief media officer and executive chairwoman of Echo, EKO. And she also was a digital media president of Microsoft Xbox Entertainment Studios and CBS Television Entertainment Group.
Isn't that Arn Tellum's wife?
Yes.
That was my agent. So when you said Nancy Tellum, I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Tracy Murray, it should be you.
Well, I mean, the 6th degree of separation, man.
Let's get them in there.
Just when I was about to say, should I pull out the plug of my interest in the WWE stock? Maybe I should leave it in.
There we go.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
No, shout out to the Tellums. They took care of me.
All right, good.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they should just announce the fifth member with a big and stone cold drop, and Austin walks out, or maybe The Rock comes out. The Rock says, "I'm on the board."
Yeah. Was there any feedback from Triple H on this? I know that media was talking about it.
No, he hasn't said a word. If I were him, I wouldn't either.
But didn't they change his position or something? He his title wise, like chief creative or something.
That's been all over the place.
You know what? They need to leave that man alone when it comes to creative.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
If you want the ship to sink quick, keep messing with him in the creative department. Let him do what he does.
Yeah, I would agree 100% with that. We also have, by the way, there's a WWE AEW merger.
Uh-oh.
Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews are engaged.
Yes.
So congratulations to those two. So Rhea's off the market. Hearts are broken all over the world.
Your heart is broken.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're right.
You're the first person I thought of. Like, I hope he's all right, man.
Yeah, I'm okay. Rhea's awesome lady, and congratulations to those two. And another guy got engaged, by the way, a couple weeks ago. We missed this one. Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
He sure did.
Who just turned 70 on Friday.
Yeah.
Got engaged to Sky Daly, who was a yoga instructor.
Gorgeous.
So congratulations to the Hulkster.
Yeah. Did you see his birthday video they posted?
I saw on SmackDown that they did a little stuff, but
well, it was like a private party or something. But
yeah,
a lot of people there, wasn't it?
Yeah. A lot of heads. Haku was up in there. I seen our boy Brian Blair was there.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair. Yeah, it looked cool. He looked like he was struggling to move though. Like I know I remember you talked a couple weeks back. He was talking about maybe he got another run in him. It didn't look like he got another walk in him.
No.
To tell you the truth, man. But yeah, it was good seeing him celebrate, looking at all the pictures of his history, and looked like a dope event.
Yeah, but it's hard to believe Hogan's 70.
Right?
No kidding.
Wow. But happy birthday to the Hulkster, and congratulations to him on that, on getting engaged. Good for him. So way to go, Hulkster. One last thing real fast, and this was pretty funny. There was a lawsuit filed against Vince McMahon.
Uh-oh.
You ready for this?
Yep.
Because this was goofy. I've got to run through this real quick. Handwritten, sent to him. It's for a failure to reimburse for a $5,500. And here it says down payment hangout, WhatsApp email contract to personal fan meet World Wrestling Entertainment employee Alexia Bliss. And also claim breach of agreement for this gentleman named Wiley to become a WWE employee on a $70,000 per month contract. This guy's got a rap sheet too, but this was handed to him handwritten.
Nice.
I have a feeling this one's going to get tossed out.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
This could bring down WWE.
It could. Tracy, hey, real fast, got about 15 seconds. Tell everybody where they can find you, and thanks for coming on, man.
You can find me at Instagram at Real Tracy L Murray, Twitter, X, excuse me, at Real Tracy Murray, and Facebook at Real Tracy Murray. Thanks for having me on.
Tracy, it's an honor to have you with us. We certainly do appreciate it, buddy. And I'm sure we'll talk again down the road, my friend.
Definitely. Look forward to it.
Absolutely. David Difference. I'm Mark Hoke. Have a great day, Las Vegas. We will see you next week here on the Mark Hoke Show. Be safe out there. We'll catch you next time. Want more of the Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show. Like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show. And visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now